Hello and welcome to the Disability Diva channel. I'm the Disability Diva, and today's video I'm going to try to explain exactly what an occupational therapy functional assessment is all about. At the end of the day, I think that's one of our main goals, is to stay safe and to stay as independent as possible. An occupational therapy functional assessment is an assessment designed to assess your current level of functioning, what your strengths and weaknesses are, how you manage your day-to-day life, what challenges you may face, any impairments, any impacts on your daily functioning. And once they've done their assessment, they provide a comprehensive report that includes recommendations on how to improve your lifestyle and your independence and maintain your level of functioning. They're normally done in your home. It's the best place to do it because that way they can aim their recommendations on any home modifications that might be required, any assistive aids that you need, a whole range of different recommendations that they can make to help improve your quality of life. Normally, the occupational therapist will come out to your home and will not only just assess your functioning level, but assess your home environment as well, its safety, and make any recommendations for any home modifications that may be required. Things like grab rails in the shower and handrails, bath seats, raised toilets, you name it. Depending on the complexity of your situation, it can take an hour, it can take a few hours, or it may be done across a couple of days. The things that they will assess once they're at your home are how you manage your daily tasks, whether you can shower and dress yourself properly, go to the toilet, sleeping, nutrition, can you cook for yourself, any challenges that you may face that can impact your daily functioning, and any difficulties completing these tasks. How you manage your home skills, whether you can do your meal preparation, how you do your shopping, can you do the cleaning and your laundry, can you hang the washing out, can you budget, can you pay your bills effectively, any challenges that you meet in your current living situation. They'll also assess your involvement within the community. So, are you able to access shops and banks? Can you drive? Can you use public transport? Can you access these facilities, and are you confident to do so? They'll also access any work or study abilities. Can you get to your place of study or place of work? Are you coping with the amount of hours that you're working? Any experience that could impact your functioning will be assessed. Don't look at it as a negative, look at it as a positive, because any issues that they come across, they then formulate a recommendation and a solution. So it gives you a chance to achieve some goals and maintain your level of independence safely. They also assess your social engagement and recreational activities and how you engage with those, whether you're socially isolated, whether your disability impacts that, whether you are confident to engage socially and within the community. And they will then establish a comprehensive recommendation schedule, including home renovations, any assistive technology that you may require, any walking aids, anything to do with that. And then they will submit that report to you, and you can use that as part of your application process. When you're applying for the disability support pension or the NDIS, a lot of people tend to get stuck on their diagnosis. So they get their diagnosis of whatever it is, they establish that it's permanent, they have a bazillion test results and CTs and MRIs and blood tests and x-rays to prove that they have a permanent disability. So they meet the criteria as far as their age and their residency and their permanent diagnosis. But they forget that the main thing that Centrelink and NDIS are looking for is how this affects your daily functioning. So don't get caught up on producing an abundance of evidence to promote your diagnosis. Have some comprehensive documentation from a specialist that does specifically outline that you have a permanent disability that includes an impairment of some kind, that you have had it treated, that you have exhausted all treatments, that it is stabilised, and any future treatments are basically aimed at the maintenance of symptoms. So try and work backwards a little bit. I work from identifying the biggest issue that you have, so the biggest impairment. So, for example, if the main thing that's causing you an impairment or disabling you in any way, I'm using the example of chronic pain. So that would be what I would suggest as a biggest impairment. And then you ask yourself, well, how does that affect my ability to function? Okay, so does this pain cause you to become fatigued? So then you are less interested or able to go out socially and become more socially isolated. Does it restrict your mobility? Can you lift your arms over your head without it being painful? Can you hang your washing out? Does it prevent you from doing anything on a day-to-day basis? And then you move on to what have you done to treat this? So that's where you can elaborate further on, have you seen a pain management specialist team? Do you take regular medications? Is there a medication regime that you need to adhere to best keep your pain under control? How has that regime impacted your pain? Has it improved it? Has it made any difference? And then what have you done to explain the cause of the pain? What investigations have you had done to investigate the reason behind the pain? And then that leads you on to confirming your diagnosis. So that way you can say, okay, well, it's been established that my pain has been caused due to joint inflammation, for example, and this was discovered by a rheumatologist after extensive results of investigations, and conclusive diagnosis was made for arthritis. So there you've established your permanent disability, your diagnosis, your treatments, stabilisation, how it impacts your life, where it impacts your life, and that's predominantly what they're looking for. Occupational therapy functional assessments are important because they establish exactly how your daily functioning is impacted. They are the preferred assessment tool used by Centrelink and the NDIS to evaluate your functional impact. They provide an unbiased evaluation process, so they can't turn around and say it's self-reported, it's come from a person that is specifically qualified to assess this functioning. They're used to support any funding applications from local service providers. So if you're approved by a local service provider, the recommendations within that assessment made by the occupational therapist can be funded by the service provider in your local area. I will do another video on how to find these local service providers, and if it's approved by the funding from a service provider, that will be at no cost to you. So any home renovations, any handles that need to be done will be supplied and installed at no cost. Once again, I thank you for watching. I hope this has been informative to you. Please take the time to like and subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps get the message out there, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, Diva out.
It's the Disability Diva. She don't like Centrelink neither.